Have you started having some difficulty bending down to pick something off the floor or putting on your socks and shoes, or even when you wake up in the morning, you're feeling so stiff and it wasn't like this before? Well, if you're a woman over 50 and you are experiencing the side effects of having some spine arthritis, osteoarthritis, you are not alone. This is one of the most common things that women over 50 go through, and you don't have to suffer or rely on solely pain medications or surgery to help your symptoms. So today we are going to bust some myths about spine osteoarthritis and also be able to give you some solutions that are holistic and natural, so you don't have to rely first on invasive procedures. My name is Dr. Dawn Andalone. I'm a women's health physical therapist. I've helped so many women overcome back pain the more natural way. And today I want to discuss a little bit about spine osteoarthritis, because there's a lot of misconceptions out there, or if you go online and you start reading about it, there's a lot of fear around needing a surgery or getting an injection or even relying on a walker or something later on in life, and you will continue to lose this mobility, which is so far from the truth if you're doing the right things to help it now. So with arthritis, here's my spine here. You have your pelvis at the bottom. Here's the lumbar spine, that lower part of your back, that little curvature here. And this part of your back, the discs in between each space, as we age, those discs start drying out, the joints get closer and closer together, and we get more compression and irritation between each vertebrae and where the nerve root comes out at each level. So you can develop arthritis of the spine on the sides of the joint here, or even between each disc where they get closer and closer together. You may have seen an x-ray or an MRI that your doctor showed you saying that you had barely any space between each vertebrae and disc. Well, that is our shock absorption, and therefore when you don't have the disc in between there, it's going to cause more pain, stiffness, irritation. So what do we need to do? Well, the number one thing is be able to help the muscles around them that protect the spine and around your midsection, your deep core muscles. They're going to become your shock absorbers, and they're going to take stress off of the joints. This is the number one most important thing. And when we lose flexibility and we lose pliability of our muscles and their ability to support and also provide that endurance for a long time of standing, walking, or bending and moving around, then all that pressure is going to go back to the joints in your spine and the vertebrae. So we don't want that, because that's where the pain is going to come from. So why does osteoarthritis even happen? Well, if you've done a lot of wear and tear on your spine over time, it is also inevitable. As our body changes, we have physiological changes that happen within our body system, and having the discs dry out, they're made up of water, then you have less of that disc space in between. And also sitting for long periods of time, or if you've done a lot of manual labor, bending, twisting, lifting over time, or even played high impact sports or done a lot of wear and tear on your joints over time, that's what happens, and your body starts to fight it, and therefore your muscles want to adapt and they want to protect the area. So doing exercises that are going to be key to keeping your back flexible and also stronger is going to help you in the long run, no matter what, down the road. There's been studies that have shown comparatively one group getting back surgery and another group not getting back surgery. And a year after, there was very little difference between the group that did not get back surgery and the group that did. In fact, the group that did get back surgery, they ended up declining. So if you're doing the right types of things holistically now to help your back pain and do it in a more natural way, long term, you're gonna have a better outcome. Now, if you are having any major red flags with back pain, and this would be numbness or tingling down the legs, weakness in the legs, or changes in bowel or bladder function, or even numbness in the saddle area between your legs. Those are red flags, and definitely go see a doctor immediately if you are having any of those issues. There may be a nerve compressed or something else going on there. But if this is a chronic ache and pain, and you've also felt like you have explored options and the doctor is now recommending injections, surgery, and you have not seen a physical therapist that specializes in back pain, that would be the number one thing to do. You want someone that's going to be able to spend the time with you, coach you through exercises, and not just give you a sheet of paper and walk out the door. You want someone that is going to be able to do some hands-on soft tissue release, joint mobility work, and therefore it's going to open up that area and really look at the whole spine and the hips and pelvis, not just your lower back. When you have a lot of locked up joints in the upper part of your back, or even some tight hips, this also too can put more pressure and compression on your lower back. So it's really how the whole system works together. Now, we tend to recommend in a physical therapy program a Pilates-based exercise. Pilates is so awesome for your core muscles, your balance, your posture, just alignment, and the way that you care for yourself. And if you don't know a lot about Pilates, you can even go back to one of my other videos about the difference between Pilates on the equipment versus Pilates mat exercises. They're both beneficial, but they're a little bit different. So if you're going to someone that looks at your body and is able to give you the right types of exercises for your body, and then moves you into using the Pilates equipment, that has found to show the biggest return on having this back pain, be able to not run your daily life, and you'll be more mobile, you'll be able to be more functional and lift and bend and do the things that you want to do over a series of time. Plus, if we're talking about osteoarthritis and also osteoporosis and having that lack of bone density, which is so common in women as we age, having more muscle tone and building up your muscles for support is also going to help your bone density. So osteoporosis can lead a lot to compression fractures in the lower back. So I can't say enough how much weight bearing and muscle training type of exercises are going to be helpful. Now, physical therapy, Pilates-based exercise, that is all great. What else do you need to add into your program if you're a woman over 50 experiencing the signs and symptoms of osteoarthritis? So the next thing would be lifestyle modifications. If you're doing a lot of high impact exercise, or you're trying to do aerobic type exercises where you're getting a lot of compression and force on your spine, that could be leading to you having more pain. Or if you're doing a lot of running or jumping, there is such a benefit from dialing back the activity, but not limiting your exercise. What you want to do is keep that cardiovascular exercise and also the strength building, but just change up the activity. So things like swimming or walking or riding an upright bike, things like that, that are going to put less pressure and compression on your joints in your spine and also the joints in your knees, your hips. You're probably going to feel a lot better doing that. So it's just changing up the activity that you're doing and making those lifestyle modifications, but not necessarily dialing back the exercise, because that is super important. Also adding more liquids to your diet that are hydrating, so electrolytes, or if you are working out, that you're drinking more water. Your discs, because I said they are made up of water, you don't want to be dehydrated, because therefore that will lead to less tissue pliability and more back pain as well. And with those lifestyle modifications, I want to mention too, nutrition is a big piece. So making sure you're getting enough protein for your body, even adding in things like a collagen supplement. And there are other things that you can ask your doctor about that may be more helpful to address for your muscles and joints to help keep the health of your spine. And nutrition is such a big piece. There are other helpful people that will be able to talk about nutrition as a component of helping your body heal, but collagen, protein, making sure you have the adequate vitamin levels and hydration. Those are all key into making your body feel better and the systems work better to help the muscles be able to adapt and create less stress and pressure on your joints. The next major piece is adding in some yoga and stretching. Now, I'm not saying just go to a random yoga class, because it does have to be the right class for you. But if you are doing some daily stretching and doing some stretching that is not going to be over flexing the spine or overextending the spine, you want to do some gentle stretches that are going to keep your hamstrings stretched out, your hip flexors, your muscles through your hips and your rotators, and also your upper thoracic spine. And what do I mean by that? I'm going to show you a few simple exercises that can really help your lower back. Okay, in hip work and hip rotators or hip exercises, stretching your hamstrings is best if you are on your back. Your back will be nice and supported. You're not standing and bending over and stretching your leg, but if you put a belt or a strap around your leg and you lift it up and you put it around your foot and pull up from there, you can see my hip stays on the floor, and same with my lower back, but I'm getting a good stretch in my hamstrings. The next one is crossing your ankle over your knee, and you're grabbing underneath and doing what we call a figure 4 stretch. And that's going to stretch those deep hip muscles, and that can also help release your lower back. With any of these stretches, hold for at least 30 seconds to a minute. You can do a couple times on each side every day, and you can see a huge benefit from this. Then in your upper back, your thoracic spine, you don't want to do a full cobra up here. That's a lot of pressure on your back, but just going to lift your chest a little bit and think of it's a mini cobra, but you're drawing your elbows toward your ribs and just lifting your chest a little bit. We're reversing that hunched over posture, and you're going to do about 5 good deep breaths in this position too. And then I did mention a hip flexor stretch, which are those muscles, deep muscles in the front of your hips. And how can you do that? So I'm taking one leg behind me, and I can rest it up on the arm of a couch or even on the bed, somewhere at home where you can rest that leg there, and maybe even hold on to the chair if that's difficult for your balance. But you'll get a nice stretch in the front of the quad and through the hip flexor. Same thing, hold for about 30 seconds to a minute and do twice on each side every day. Now, those muscles, they do pull on the front part of your vertebrae. So when they're really tight, that can affect your posture as well. And it affects your walking and your stride length when you're walking. So you're not putting as much pressure on your lower back. Those are some of the best intro exercises that I might give someone when I notice their hips are really tight or they're having some posture issues that are putting more stress and pressure on their lower back, which makes the arthritis symptoms worse. And then the last thing, now all the things that I went over can be very helpful in a more holistic manner, helping the symptoms and decreasing the symptoms of arthritis. But walking and doing that light aerobic exercise, I mentioned changing up your exercise routine, but doing walking and increasing your step count every day or every week is so beneficial because you're getting blood flow, circulation to your muscles and your joints. It's also a safe compression on your joints and your spine, and really helping with osteoporosis as well and bone building. So walking and making that more of a regular exercise is going to be super helpful for you as well. Now, I hope you found these tips in this video helpful for you if you are a woman over 50 experiencing any of the side effects from spine arthritis, osteoarthritis, and you're worried and you're fearful that your life is always going to be like this. Well, don't be worried. Just try the things in this video. Go back, look at some other resources I have. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, because I release new videos every week to help you on your health and aging journey and get more mobile and flexible and feel better as you age. So my name is Dr. Dawn Andalone. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you again.